else, sorry.
What would happen if my soulmates had died already while I'm still on Earth?
Well, that's a good question, because the reality is nearly 200 million soulmates die every year. Over 130 or 40 million of those are abortions, and another 60 or 70 million of those are miscarriages. And so that's a lot, isn't it, if you think about it? So yes, can be a likelihood, and there is a likelihood for many people because of the amount of abortions and miscarriages. And also many children on Earth, there's 50 million of children on Earth that die before the age of 5. Still, unfortunately. So if you look at all that, that's 250 million children almost dying every single year. We're not a very developed society allowing this to happen. But that's a lot of soulmates who are not going to meet their soulmates until they pass, isn't it? Now, when I say meet, you might not meet, if your soulmate has passed, you might not meet the soulmate until you pass, but they'll probably meet you way before then. You know, they'll know who you are way before then. Children who pass generally progress very rapidly in the spirit world for lots of reasons. They don't have all the impediments of sin that we generally have. So what happens is they get assisted to progress, and they start progressing, and it's very rapidly. Most children, they might take, the average person on Earth takes 200 years to get the 5th sphere, probably. The average child would take about 50 years at the most to get to that location. There's some that take longer, but it's unlikely. And so by the time, let's say you were both incarnated, something happened to them, like they were aborted or they were miscarried or something happened in their childhood and they died. And then, so say within 50 years, so before your own death, they already know who you are.
Yeah.
Right? So do you think they're going, I'll just stay away from her or him? And it's not like that, right? They're going, very interested in your life. And it's interesting when we feel this spiritually, because quite often people go, I've got I think it's a guide with me or a guardian with me. And I'm going, it's not your guide or guardian, it's your soulmate. But you can't really say much about it sometimes. But, because a lot of times the soulmate takes a deep interest in their other half, of course, and they want to be their guide and their guardian. And oftentimes soulmates welcome their soulmates in the spirit world when they pass under those circumstances. So while it might seem like bad initially, it can also turn out in the future that you meet your soulmate straight away as soon as you pass, which, by the way, most people on Earth don't. That doesn't happen to most people on Earth. What happens to most people on Earth is they're so detuned from their soul qualities and attributes that it takes them nearly 100 years before they even develop them, and another 100 before they meet their soulmate. Yeah. And there's plenty of spirits I know that haven't met their soulmate in 2,000 years. Yeah.